As you can see, I'm on holidays. So this is my first vacation day, and so I'm outside, and I wanted to share some nature with you. So that's why I send you outside. We'll come back to the objects at the end, but I'll first try to summarize a bit about this morning, starting with the woolly mammoth that Seb introduced Shasta as the mascot of our Health Cascade project. And for me, the woolly mammoth symbolizes the messiness and the unpredictability of co-creation, which has been emphasized by multiple speakers this morning. So the question in the first lecture for me was soft or messy, and I think we all agree that it's messy. So you can imagine it's a huge challenge for Health Cascade to develop a rigorous methodology for something as messy and unpredictable as co-creation. Michael Wright reminded us that participatory health research has a really long history, but it's recently discovered in different fields and also becoming quite a kind of hot. And also in our breakout room, it was mentioned that certain grant providers also ask for it, but the challenge there is that we're not at the same level when talking about co-creation. So it's interpreted in different ways, which could even harm co-creation. So, and the language has also been mentioned by multiple speakers this morning. So what do we mean by certain words? And also important question Michael raised was, how do we know if we are doing it well? And I think that's also a very important question. We also have to remind ourselves on constantly. Reflection is another term that has been mentioned a lot this morning. We have to reflect on ourselves constantly. And we have to be critical, not only about our language, but also mainly maybe about our habits and the norms, the academic norms we're used to, our blind spots. So, and reflect on ourselves. What are our maybe prejudices that we take into in the research? Power, also a very important word in co-creation. Michelle Farr explained that we also need to reflect constantly on our power, and there is visible power, but also invisible and hidden power that's maybe even more difficult to reflect on. And also she also emphasized that we have to reflect on our assumptions, and our normal way of doing is that the most helpful way in the process of co-creation. And what I want to also emphasize is what she said, I'm always learning. And I completely agree that well, science is a constant learning process, but co-creation is maybe even more, because we learn also from outside science. And the norms, the academic norms, were also highlighted in the breakout room, the first breakout room that I attended. So there is kind of a stress between co-creation, participatory research, and the standardized academic procedures we're used to. So how can we make these compatible? That might be an important issue to work on in Health Cascade as well. Esther Turnhout emphasized that co-creation is kind of challenging the linear model that is still alive and kicking, but it's flawed because real life isn't linear, and co-creation isn't linear at all. It's far from linear. And also the diversification, so opening up to different forms of knowledge and perspectives is a very important aspect of co-creation. So we learn from other types of knowledge, but that can also lead to resistance from habits, what we're used to, professional norms on what is good standards, and not only norms from scientists, but also from grant providers, practitioners, evaluators. So it's not as something, what we do is kind of interconnected with politics. The second breakout room, it was emphasized again that there are many challenges, and also co-creation is not the holy grail. It's not the answer to all our questions. So we have to keep reflecting on ourselves. So we would like to end the summary with highlighting again that co-creation, it's a constant learning process. So we're very open to learn from all of you. So I want to repeat what Maite said in her presentation. Join the Health Cascade community and help us co-create a methodology to bring the co-creation field in public health a bit further. Then please all grab your objects and maybe show them, hold them in front of your camera. So maybe we can also all turn our cameras on. I grabbed the shell because I'm on an island. And I would like you to think of this object as maybe a reminder of this session and of the Health Cascade community. So if ideas come up that you think that can bring the Health Cascade project further, so it's a little reminder, please let us know. Send us an email or give us a ring or visit us if it's allowed again. But also maybe a reminder for yourself about the lessons learned this morning. Maybe it were not new lessons for the experienced co-creators, but maybe reminders of, yeah, I really have to reflect on that a bit more. I really have to bring that more into my daily work. So, well, I see lots of nice objects. Thank you for joining us this morning. Again, Health Cascade is a community, so please join us and hope to see you live in person somewhere, someplace, sometime. Thank you.